Hey babies, how are you all doing? Hope you all are doing great. Hope you all are doing fine. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, a lot transpired after the housemate won their wager yesterday, you know, and you know me, I cannot let all of this gist pass by. We have to dissect each and every one of them. Okay, we're gonna be taking them bit by bit. So, guys, first off, when the housemates left the arena after Biggie announced their win, as in winning their wager, so there's this conversation that transpired while the housemates were in a happy mood. Of course, people who won their wager, and then this conversation ensued with Ozee and Victoria. So Ozee was like trying to talk to Victoria, for Victoria and Onyeka to get to sit things out, have conversation, about what is going on with them. Of course, we all know that Onyeka and Victoria are really not in a good place. So Ozee was like telling Victoria that I asked Onyeka if she would want to talk to you. And then she said, why not? That she really do like you. So she would really love to have conversation with you. And then I told Onyeka, I'm going to ask you, if you're willing to have conversation with her, I think you guys should have conversations, settle things, because I think you guys have relatable story, meaning that real life event that has happened to them. And I remember when Onyeka was talking about her own life experience during the wager attacks, she had to add Victoria there. She said, she was talking about how she lost her dad and, could not get that father figure. And then she said, like my friend V Money here can relate to it, though I don't know the time she lost her dad. So that was where Ozee is coming from, that the two of them has relatable stories, so they think they can click. So Ozee was now citing some example for Victoria that, see, the two of them are up. That is Onyeka and Victoria. That if one person could go home this Sunday, that how would you feel that you did not squash things up? Ozee felt like Onyeka and Victoria are going to be good friends outside of the house, according to him, So he feel like they should actually squash things up, have some conversation, because if he gets to leave on Sunday, he said he's not praying for her to leave, that he really want to continue seeing Victoria's face, but nobody knows what will happen on Sunday. So in case if there is something, you know that, you clear things up. But people on the social space have various perception about this conversation Ozee had with Victoria. So they feel like Ozee is trying to be the smooth operator here, because he is not getting the reaction he wants from that triangle, because Victoria is actually okay with whatever going on with that triangle. Whenever he comes to say hi with Victoria, Victoria is cool. So Ozee is trying to make the two of them settle again, so that there will be need again for another drama with his name. I don't know if you guys are getting me. That is what some people are saying on the social space, that Ozee knows what he is doing, that he is the middleman here. He's trying to join those ladies' head together, knowing that fully well he is the actual problem for them. Guys, what do you think about this? Do you think Victoria should actually have conversation with Onyeka? Some persons feel like Victoria should not even do that there is no need for that conversation, because there is this bad blood between them, and the reason behind that is Ozee, especially from Onyeka's end. That Onyeka will not really be cool with Victoria when Ozee is in the picture, just like Victoria is naturally cool with Onyeka. Like Victoria is cool with whatever Ozee want to do with. Like whenever Ozee come to her end, she's free with Ozee. But Onyeka would not have that thing, because she's quite a clingy person, So what do you think? Do you go with the narrative that said Ozee is the middleman here and is trying to get more drama from this lady? He's the middleman, causing all of this counter emotion, and yet acting like he does not know what he is doing? Or do you think Victoria should have this conversation? Or do you also think there is no need for that conversation? I really want to hear from you guys. You tell me what you think about this one, okay? We still have loads of gist going on. Just make sure you watch this video to the very end, so you don't miss out on any of this gist at all. But before you continue, do not forget to subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell, so you don't miss out on any gist at all. So a lot happened, because after that convo, but before I would enter the gist, let me read this from Comrade. Comrade says this conversation is very unnecessary. Ozee leave Victoria abeg. Though Victoria told Comrade that she's going to think about it anyways. Okay, and this is coming from BBN fans or hypocrites. Says she remembered cheesecake picture because of Ozee and Victoria. So while they were having that conversation, Onyeka went where they were sitting because at their back is the picture of the sister and Ben, the evicted housemates. So she went there going to, say hi to the sister's picture, and people be like, now you remember, say you go see your sister picture. Okay, let's continue like we never paused. Onyeka also was having conversation with Ozee about the wager win, telling Ozee that she did mention his name because she feels like Ozee was not recognized enough as a script writer. And Ozee said no, that he's happy because his name was filled up on that screen. His name was everywhere on that screen. That was his joy. So he does not really need to be mentioned multiple times by anybody to get the recognition that he needs, that he has really got the recognition he needs from above, that is Big Brother's end, because his name was all over there. He was even given like he's even the lead character, because when they were writing the cast, his name appeared first as the Nedu, which is Ozee. So he said he is actually cool and okay with that. Anyways, now still talking about after everything, Wani ex Sandy, in the spirit of jubilation, celebration of winning the wager, the two twins came up with a game. So, and they were trying to call the housemate because the housemate was scattered everywhere. So they were trying to call the housemate to come downstairs so they would play this game. So while they were trying to call the housemate, guys, come downstairs, and the housemates were not responding. Now, how these people do, this housemate do. Even when there is vital information from Biggie, they drag their feet, not to talk about their fellow housemates coming up with calling them like that. They will not come on time. So they were still busy, people in their twos having conversation upstairs everywhere. And then I think Biggie was playing music for them. Wani and Handy were dancing, and then I think that really got to Wani, that they were ignored. So Wani now came off harsh on the housemates, and she shouted and said, "Housemates, we've been waiting for you guys now. You guys should calm down. You guys, you must not be selfish with everything." She sounded rude. That you guys must not be selfish with everything. Just come downstairs. Let's do this thing. And all of that. Then the sister, which is Handy, now told her, Wani, we want these people to come downstairs and play game with us. There is no need for you to be rude about that. It is not a necessity that they should come down. It's not mandatory. We just need them to come down to cooperate with us. We don't have to sound rude. You sounded rude. And then Wani was like, I'm not angry. I'm just trying to tell them to calm down because we've been telling them to condescend. You guys know how Wani is now. And they are not replying. But Handy was trying to tell her that she was wrong with her approach. So while they were saying that, Handy now told her, if they did not answer us, we can have fun ourselves. So while they were having that, what's it called? The band. Next thing, Big Brother said the storeroom is not open. So Wani wanted to rush, run along to go, check the storeroom. And then Ozee was like, oh yeah, they run, they go. I think because of how she was feeling already, that thing Ozee said to her, got to her. She now went back to go sit down. So when she sat down, she did not go to the storeroom anymore. Then Onyeka now ran upstairs, coming down. Then she started saying, I know, now una go know, so now come downstairs. Now alcohol go fit bring una downstairs. So she started murmuring, and then she sat down, and TJ was asking her if she was cool, and she said she's okay, that she's just feeling irritated with how some of the housemates were behaving. So later on, the sister now came with their drinks, because it was drink. Biggie gave them drink, for celebration. So the sister now came and started talking to her that she should not be, they started again telling the sister to her face that she sounded rude and all of that. The sister was like, don't tell me that. They started arguing a bit, and then Sean came, noticed that there is problem in the Chihuahua's kingdom. Now came, to look out and check up. It was just mute, and they were having their bands afterwards when Handy stood up, and then Sean now asked Wani that hope she's fine, and she said she's cool. So that was how the argument ended there. But I think it really got to Wani that the sister is actually putting it on her that she is rude and she's not happy now because of how things turned out. And she was telling the sister that she's cool, but the sister was still persistent and was saying, oh, you were sounding somehow, now you're acting up, and she doesn't like that. Okay, let me get this from J Baby. I think she's hurt because Han didn't get that she was in her feelings and just wanted to sit and process it. But Handy just kept saying, I know you, you're angry, all that. I get Wani because she expected Handy of all people to understand and listen to her, but they will be fine. Of course, they don't have problem. They're already fine. Their bands know they pass like that. So talking about Handy, Onyeka has been receiving drugs because of Handy. So the game they were playing is a game of acts. Wani already put out acting, you would actually write a character, for example, act like a dog. You would come out and act like a dog. The paper you picked, you act like it's exactly the same way. So the reason why they are dragging Onyeka for Handy's own, it's because of when Onyeka, Ozee picked a drug addict, something like that. And when Ozee was acting that character, you're supposed to be acting the character and the housemate will take a guess of what you're acting on. So when Ozzy was acting that character, Onyeka said Handy. Do you know what that means? Meaning that Ozzy is trying to replicate Handy, meaning because of Handy shared her story of, being into drugs. So people felt like, Onyeka, how would she say a thing like that? That's quite an insensitive thing to say. Somebody shared her story and you're using that thing on the person. So you left something that you can guess and you're calling a housemate name. And when she called Handy's name, Handy told her you did mad, All right, let me read this from Wani and Handy's wife said, Onyeka is so insensitive. Gosh, why would she call Handy when the scene was about drug and a junkie? Thank God Handy cleared her. Girl, you need to grow. So they feel like Onyeka used people's past on them, especially when you confide in her or tend to tell her about it. They even cited an example of how Wani confided in Onyeka one time about her past coming to play again when Wani was still having issue with Sean and Onyeka's friendship, and Onyeka still, used that on her. Okay, still that they were also dragging Victoria and Kassia because of the same game. Like I told you guys, they later start a game of they would dare somebody to say something. This was what's the name? Kelly Ray's face. The husband was like, watching because of Victoria dared Kassia to, grind on her. You understand? And then people started calling them. They said that Victoria has, okay, let me read this from Mayowa. I swear Victoria has very low key, I'm going to skip that L word, tendency, because why would she dare Kassia to grind on her? Now, do you know why they are coming with this tendency? Because of, there was this game, you remember that time Biggie was asking them to go stay in their rooms? If he wants the housemate to leave the lounge, instead of going to the garden, Biggie will ask them to go stay in their rooms. So they were playing this truth or dare game where they asked Victoria about her sexual fantasy, right? And then she said something she has done before, and then she said threesome. She said threesome. So now, because of that, that's why they are holding it on her that she has the L tendency, the rainbow tendency, or whatever, So because of that, now they are dragging Victoria. They said, out of all the dare, you were telling Kassia to grind you. Omo, people will be waiting for every little thing to drag this housemate, but it is what it is. Any which ways, guys, I'm gonna be dropping my voice right here and now to see you guys later. Feel free to use the comment section. It is all yours. Tell me what you think about all we've just discussed right here. And while doing that, do not forget to subscribe and make sure you tap on that notification bell. Very important, so you don't miss out on the gist. I see they hot. Bye for now, babies.